Right, it looks like the chances of Viktor Gyokeres coming to Man United each and every other day each and every other day that is really coming by are really shrinking. And guess what? The latest one is coming in from David Austin. Big update. Another rival of Manchester United is into the mix to obviously sign off this player and really take him for keeps. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and you know where it started from. Those quotes coming in through from David Austin. He came up and said that Man United is going to do the needful to obviously sign those players that they feel they are really capable of signing. And he was asked on the realistic signings that United could make, and he was like, United cannot obviously go north of that amount of money that these two players, that is Victor Osimhen and Gyokeres, are really gonna be sold for. And guess what? We've gonna hit obviously getting a huge update that Arsenal is moving thick and fast for this deal to happen. And I'm obviously going to be letting you know why Arsenal is moving thick and fast, because United have what we call a bounce back that can happen at the end of this season. Now, David Austin said Arsenal developing strong interest in Viktor Gyokeres as possible striker signing, and they are bitter firm admirer of the 26 Sporting CP forward, expected to figure prominently. He's expected to figure prominently among Arsenal options, and he be more realistic than Alexander Isak. That's what you're getting in through from the man himself known as David Austin. And this is really a very huge threat for the club of Manchester United. Apart from the threats of money, those can obviously be dealt with, but they are threats that cannot be dealt with. If at all you've been following up these things very, 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 very well, these are threats that you cannot obviously deal with. And I tell you what, the side of Man United is weak in a position where they are right now, because they cannot raise money right now to obviously sign this player. United need to sell to buy. You get? And for Arsenal, they are having money. So far, they've gone ahead to make £100 million from the Champions League, and they're having close to £200 million to spend. We know that very, very, very well. Meaning that if Arsenal have gone ahead, obviously, put in another gear, because they've always had this guy on their list, and Andrea Bartha, being confirmed the sporting director of Arsenal, has driven this out of proportion. You understand? And this person is really saying that Arsenal, like Gyokeres to Arsenal, is more realistic than Alexander Isak to Arsenal. And this is where they give us what we call a hammer blow into our transfer, because you can't tell me that Man United can compete with Arsenal right now, because the only way we can really revive this transfer is if at all Man United qualifies for the Champions League, and that will come, I think, around 11th May. And Arsenal, not to eat that, United have a manager who made Viktor Gyokeres the player he is right now at Sporting Lisbon. And they know to it that the moment United qualifies for the Champions League, obviously, they'll have the nerves, to obviously sign off this player. You understand? So, as it stands, Man United are really at a disadvantage, because Gyokeres never had the move he wanted last summer. And I tell you, if a club like Arsenal goes in right now in April and start talking to Viktor Gyokeres, I tell you the player will give them a very big yes, and he will end up playing for the side of Arsenal. So now Arsenal are in, and you might hear that they've gone ahead to agree personal terms, and they've even gone ahead to agree deal with Sporting Lisbon, because they know to it that the moment United qualifies for the Champions League, money will be there to sign this guy. And it won't come directly from the Champions League, but from the from the people that are really sponsoring Manchester United, and even if it means for them to take a loan to obviously sign the player, they will, because they know that in the next season of 2025-2026 they'll have 100% guarantee that they'll earn some good amount of money. And if at all you're going to play the Champions League, they have to go in for big players like Gyokeres, because they know that if we go into the quarterfinals, would have gone ahead obviously getting close to £100 million, and that calls in for us to sign proven talent. And you might see United shifting off from their plan as planned. So I tell you, it's not all that easy. But I tell you, Man United is really having a very huge problem right now. And I repeat it, that if it was all about us waiting until the season comes to an end, then if you qualify for the Champions League by winning the UEFA Europa League, United will obviously be through, and they can obviously get in the guy. But without Champions League football, you cannot really bargain with a club like Arsenal, even if you have the money. Previously, I've already told you what United did, obviously getting players like Viktor Gyokeres, was to offer them huge amount of money. You understand? United used to offer them an astronomical fee, like 300,000, to an extent that players could even put in transfer requests, because they knew that their salary was going to be multiplied by 10, 5, 7. Sancho was earning £70,000 a week. United multiplied by 6 or 7 to £300,000 plus a week. Anthony was earning like £40,000, and United multiplied it by 5. He's now earning £200,000 a week. The likes of Harry Maguire, I think they're earning like £40,000 a week. United multiplied by 5. Casemiro's salary was multiplied by like 3 almost. So that is exactly what United does. So I think it's haunting us back, and I think we should go to the Champions League, such that players can get attracted to the club of Manchester United in a very good way. Now, even Jacobs Ben came up with a very huge story that I found very important for us to obviously talk about. He said, situation with Viktor Gyokeres remains that Sporting Lisbon are planning for a summer exit. In the previous window, they would only engage around the €100 million release. This summer, Gyokeres will be available for around €70 million. Similar kind of price. Now, 70 million is like £63 million. Now, does United have all what it takes to sign a player when they're not in the Champions League for that amount of money? I can say yes. But if you're not in the Champions League, can we really beat off a team that is the Champions League for a player who wants to play in the Champions League? I tell you no. And what's the problem? The problem is Man United has on several occasions found themselves in a position not signing these players. So to obviously edge Arsenal onto this, however much they are really ahead of their project, I think we should obviously win the Champions League. And how does that come about? United knocking out Lyon. Then I know we'll face Atletico Bilbao in the semi-finals. If you knock them out, I think we'll be waiting for a team like Lazio into the semis of the league. And this guy is obviously in epic form, and I think Omarim will be really very gladdened to sign him. And this is what we've been told by Fabrizio Romano. Over the weekend, Viktor Gyokeres scored 42 goals he scored a brace, and that took his tally to 42 goals in 42 games, and also provided 11 assists. 53 goal and assists in 42 appearances for Sporting Lisbon goal machine, wanted by several clubs for the summer. So several clubs are really going to be knocking on the door. I know the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool are really on the neck to obviously get this deal done and dusted. And that's why I tell you, if we don't go in the Champions League, we have no chance. And there are teams like Chelsea who can obviously get the deal done this month before the summer opens up in June, like they did on Giovanni Kenda, because they need to eat that United would get money if they qualify for the Champions League and obviously go in for Giovanni Kenda. And guess what? That is what is really delaying us in here onto the United Matters channel. So Rock and David is my name. I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below as Gyokeres transfer to United shrinking, or chances shrinking in and out. Bye bye.